Yay! I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you for joining. I'd like to talk about my book, The 10 Best Ways to Supercharge Your Health. Specifically, in chapter 4, I talk about artificial sugars are no good. No aspartame, we don't want that. No sucralose. There's some poisons to the brain, and we don't want to have those. Any of those artificial sugars. But you can have the natural sugars, like I call them natural sugar, they're plant sugars, coconut sugars, and uh, there's something called monk fruit. There's a new product called Swerve. These are all usable in your cooking and baking, along with almond flour instead of the gluten flours. Very, very good for you to have. Yeah. You can send me a chat and let me know what you eat. Do you make any foods? Do you cook keto? What is keto? Keto is a method of eating without having a lot of carbohydrates. So avoid pasta, you avoid bread, you avoid grains, any starchy white product, potatoes, it includes potatoes, even includes raw carrots. Yeah, and some people think that sweet potatoes are not so good either. Definitely no bananas, papaya, mango, any of the sweet fruits, pineapple, that's not so great. But you can have berries. You can have raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, strawberry. Those are fine in moderation. But the real key is, can you find out what your blood sugar level is when you're eating these foods? The ideal would be to stay below 110, as my mentor, Dr. Rita Marie Lascalzo, speaks about in her nutritional endocrinology. Yes, below 110, and that means an A1C of 5. You can do it. That's what you wanna aim for. I notice a lot of people think their glucose is their their A1C is the same as their glucose. Those are 2 different readings. Glucose is fasting glucose that you see on your blood labs, but the A1C is an accumulation of what's an average of 90 days of your glucose. That gives you a bigger window of how much your sugar is, what your level of sugar is in the bloodstream. Your sugar gets linked up to the hemoglobin, that's why it's called hemoglobin A1C. You want it to be at least a 5, 4.6. I mean, if you can get into the 4s, that's incredible, but if you can be at a 5, that's perfect. Really, really is good. In, traditional medicine, if you're at 5.7, you're pre-diabetic. In the practice that I'm learning and what I offer people is to get your A1C at least below 5.4. Yeah, because at 5.4, you can still go lower, but at least you're not higher. You don't wanna go into prediabetes, which would already it's already too late, but you wanna keep working. One way, it's not too late, it's never too late, but you have to avoid the carbs, the high sugar carbs. Food that converts to sugar, like the bread, the pasta, the potatoes, um, the things that are white, the starchy foods, so you wanna avoid that, and eat the greens. Lots of arugula, which I eat almost every day, salads every day, salads and some protein, not a lot of protein, it's not a high protein program, but it is a high vegetable program. So you try to have as many vegetables during the day as possible. Keep your high carbs down. You can have occasionally, you can have what you'd call a multifaceted carb, which has it has fiber in it, it has good nutrients in it, There's something by a company called Big Bold Health, which makes a flour that's not gluten, but it's very delicious. However, if you're watching your weight, you're still gonna gain weight, possibly with that higher carb food, complex carbs. So just monitor. Now, how do you monitor your blood sugar? I'll show you. I use this little kit that uh, comes from a company called Keto Mojo, and let me see if I can show you the little parts to it. You open it up, you have a lancet. It has a dial for the intensity of the prick, so you can adjust it. It has a button. You push the button when you're ready to prick your finger. I'm using this one because I like this one, it's narrow. Then you have a meter. This meter reads your blood sugar level. And here are your test strips. This is the keto test strip for ketones. And this one is for the glucose level. And what I do is, I have to find my scissors, which I have right here. You take a strip, the ketones, and you take a strip of the brown, and the brown one is the glucose. Where are my scissors? Because I had everything set up here. You open up the brown, and you open up the. So you're going to do your glucose first. I think the glucose first is the best choice. So take your strip. Now I just ate my breakfast. Let's see, at about 12:30. So I do ketogenic fasting. I do intermittent fasting along with my ketogenic diet. So I don't eat my first meal until 12:30, 1 o'clock. So right now we're gonna test what I ate. So what I ate was pecans, walnuts, a big spoon of coconut oil, almond milk, nutritional yeast. Let's see, what else did I put? I put in flax seeds, whole flax seeds. So I'll see what my blood sugar is. It's been a half an hour after I've eaten, maybe 40 minutes after I've eaten. But it's good to write it down on a chart. I give charts. This is what I do for my 7-day keto challenge, just teach you how to work this device, keep track of it, and find out what foods raise your blood sugar and what foods don't raise your blood sugar. So I'm gonna take a finger that's clean, and I'm gonna prick it right now. So here it is. Put it right there. Here goes the click. It's hard to do it upside down there. There, you couldn't even tell it was clicking, right? Can you see this little, now you squeeze my finger. Okay, now I'm gonna put my, this is doing it in the mirror. So it goes, where is it? There. Good. So you see, I got a reading 107. So I'm still below 110, a half an hour after I've eaten something. And then I'll look for my, here is for the ketones, the strip for the ketones. You have to do it pretty quickly because it'll dry up. And if it dries up, then you have to do it again. Ooh, I'm lucky I got it. So it's gonna read the ketones. So my ketone level is zero point 0.7. So that's not bad. I don't know if I'm in ketosis. I'm gonna figure it out. And this is how I figured out. If you use the Keto Mojo app will import your readings, so you don't have to keep track of them. but because I'm speaking to you, I'm gonna do this by hand on my calculator by taking the number, which was 107, I think, divided by 18. That's the number to convert to moles, millimoles, and I got a 5.9 millimoles, and now I'm gonna divide that by zero point 0.7, which was what my ketones were. I'm at 8.49, so I'm just outside of ketosis. I could take it in another 15 or 20 minutes and see what I am, but I might not do that. Anyway, if you have any questions, send it to me. I'm glad to answer your questions. You can reach me at my website, www.theneuromuscularcenter.com. Again, it's www.theneuromuscularcenter.com. I have, lots of information about the Keto program, about the works that I do. I actually help a lot of people, been in practice for 48 years, working with people who are in pain, who have, musculoskeletal issues or TMJ, back pain, whiplash, anything that has to do with the body and movement. My background is in movement. I was a dancer, a professional dancer. I traveled through Europe and the United States with a wonderful dancer, David Woodbury. I danced with Pauline DeFroat, Andy DeGroat in New York City, Phyllis Rose. I trained with Eric Hawkins, and I apprenticed with the Eric Hawkins Dance Company many years ago, another lifetime back then. But I wanna say that my real love is Body, Mind Centering, which is a program that's developed by Bonnie Bainbridge Cohen. She and I met in 1973 when I was a student at NYU. I started studying with her, and I fell instantly in love with her. She is such a calm and loving and sincere person, and so knowledgeable about the body. So we studied the systems of then we launched into developmental movement patterns, starting with infancy and what it's like to lift your head and how your tongue isn't connected to the hyoid. The hyoid is connected to the omohyoid muscles that go to your shoulder blades. You need to have the tension in that muscle, or the strength is rather the word. You need to strengthen that muscle by lifting your head, and that will help your tongue. Your tongue will actually help your muscles develop. If you don't have a good suck, you probably won't have the tone that you need in your body to develop further. So sucking is really important. And where do you put your tongue? That's a good question. Take a swallow. Mm, where is your tongue? I suggest that you put your tongue a quarter of an inch behind the front teeth, and you try to hold it there for a minute several times a day. That's the first exercise where you learn myofunctional therapy. I am a certified myofunctional therapist and a member of the Academy of Orofacial Therapy, myofunctional therapy. I'm also certified in body mind centering, which we're just talking about. I teach it. I've been certified as a teacher in the first class, and that was a long, long time ago, many years ago. But anyway, it's a wonderful way to learn about the body. So I encourage you to go to my website and find out more information. Do you have any more questions for me? Okay. I'd love to have you in my 7-day keto challenge that starts at various times. The next one coming up is this March 12th, but I do it every couple of months, so it doesn't matter really what the date is. Just find out by joining me or going to my Facebook or my Twitter or my Instagram or to my website, and we'll do more. Love to have you. And if you have any questions, feel free. You can contact me at my website, and you can send me an email, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. Get a pen. It's NMC, those are 3 capital letters, N for neuro, M for muscular, C for center, followed by the word mover, mover @gmail.com. Okay, that's NMC mover @gmail.com. It's been wonderful to be with you, and please give me any comments. Hopefully, you can send me a link or, send me a comment that you have, and we'll talk again. I look forward to it. Thank you.